Before we get down to the nitty-gritty, if we could just start with team news.
Team news. We're still waiting on Matty Phillips. We'll have a look at Matt and see if he's ready to go, which is hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll be okay.
So he's had another scan, has he?
Yeah, so it's just seeing how he trains today,
Okay.
and then taking it from there.
And Craig Dawson has recovered from his head
Yeah,
injury.
Dawson's all right. Like I say, he took a lot of stick after the game, so he's fine. Yeah.
Well, firstly, you've been linked with the Leicester City job, as a number of other names have, but certainly the odds have come down a bit. Is there anything in that? Have you been approached at all?
Yeah, I've had the local press, John Percy and people like that putting money on me. That's why the odds have come down. And I've told him last night not to waste his money.
So you haven't been approached? Nothing. Have Leicester approached you at all?
The only person who's approached me is John Williams.
Would it be something you would be interested in? Would you consider?
I'm manager of West Bromwich Albion. I'm having a good time here at the moment and really enjoying my spell here. And the most important thing today is the Bournemouth game. Sorry, we'll have to start that again. Is the Palace game in my mind.
But is it pleasing to be linked to a job like that? Obviously they're struggling, but they're the champions.
There's always speculation. There's always stuff that surrounds you, and I think managers, you the people outside the top six, there'll be managers who'll have good seasons and managers who'll have average seasons, and sometimes you're struggling. So the ones who have good seasons are the ones who get put up for jobs that might be available. But as I've said before, I've had, 2.5 years at the Albion. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a smashing period. Tough at the beginning, and it's gradually got to where we're trying to get to. It's nowhere near finished, and I hope I'm here and finish the job off, and it's that's a way off yet.
And is that exciting to be part of that building process? And to
well, it's been good because there's been a focus that hasn't been here before, and I think the players bringing better players in with better characters helps that focus. So we've got a tough 12 games to go. When you look at the 12 games, we've got 6 of those games are against teams above us. So it's a tough finish for us. But it's one that everybody should be relishing.
That win last weekend saw you reach the magical 40-point mark. How pleasing is it to do that, before February ended?
No, it's fantastic. What we've got to do now is make sure that we focus on the games, and starting with Palace on Saturday, that we focus on the games, and that our commitment and what we've been doing is as sound and as solid as it's been previously. And fingers crossed then, if you get the rub of the green, you get a few breaks, we'll be able to pick up the points that hopefully the players deserve for the effort they've put in.
And is there an aim in terms of where you finish position-wise? Because obviously with Manchester United winning the League Cup, that potentially opens up that European spot for 7th.
Yeah, Crystal Palace tomorrow. Let's talk about that and nothing else.
It's not you kind of haven't got any ideas of that.
Of grandeur, no.
Is that what the message is? Keep your feet on the ground.
Keep your feet on the ground and keep doing what they've been doing. They've been absolutely fantastic. And I think the problem that you have is that sometimes the press and the media, and it's good for the players, it's good for the football club. Good publicity is brilliant, but you have to put it in perspective, and you have to put it in a place that's away from where it stops you from being as competitive as maybe you would be if it wasn't there.
Gareth McCauley got another goal last weekend. 37 years old, the oldest outfield player in the league. Just how impressive has he been this season?
Now, Gareth has been fantastic, and I think that we're very, very close to agreeing a new deal with Gareth. Because he has, he's just continuously put in performances that have been special for someone of his age. Whether I'm allowed to say that or not, I'm not sure, but he has been absolutely fantastic for us.
So potentially a new deal.
Yes.
How long would that deal be for, and how long can he go on for?
A couple of months, I should imagine. Hopefully it'll be an extension for another year, which we'll be absolutely delighted to do for Gareth.
I mean, in terms of his fitness levels, what he's showing, how sort of far?
Well, Gareth is, as I've said, I don't think you shouldn't use the word freak, but he is absolutely you know, his fitness levels, the way he looks after his life, the way he you know, deals with his life off the pitch and on the pitch is just first class. And there's no reason why he can't carry on for another year for us. And such a wonderful lad as well around the dressing room. You know, he's a block that you want to build, you know, your football club round. You know, he's one of those building blocks, and just a wonderful lad, wonderful character, and you know, he's had a great season.
And can you believe the goals he's been scoring as well? Joint top scorer here at the club.
Well, if he'd have missed that one on Saturday, he most probably wouldn't be in the team tomorrow. No, he's been fantastic. He's not just because I know he's getting his recognition for the goals he scored, but he's been very, very good. He had a spell where you could actually, you know, say that he cost us a few goals, but he's got through that, and I think everybody has those spells. He's really knuckled down, and he's played a little bit safer in certain areas, and he's just, you know, he's been fantastic.
You are actually seeing goals from all over the pitch this season. In terms of Solomon Rondon, though, are you concerned with the lack of goals from him at the moment?
No, we obviously we'd love Solomon to score, you know, and get a goal. But his work and you know, his commitment to the team and what he does for us up front is why other people are scoring. It's why we're creating so many chances. You know, he's such a handful, and he takes people away from areas that we try and fill. And you know, you ask Chadley, you have Brunty, Morrison, people of that, Phillips, of that ilk. You know, who's the one that you know, creates the opportunities and chances, and you know, the stats won't say it, but Solomon does so much to disrupt back fours that there are spaces that open up for these players that I've just mentioned.
So next up, Crystal Palace. Then, are you surprised that there hasn't been a change in their fortunes yet since Sam Allardyce has taken over?
Well, I think, you know, we're you know, people will say that we're going into the game as favourites tomorrow. When you actually look at the squad and what they've got and the money that they've spent, you know, we were looking at it today with their forward line, just their forward line. You know, they've got some fantastic players there, and if we don't turn up tomorrow and really, you know, knuckle down and work hard, we'll get beat, without a question of a doubt. They're in a false position. With the amount of money they've spent, with the strength of their squad and the amount of players that they've got, and when you think they've backed it up with loan signings like Remy and Sacco now from Liverpool, to add to, you know, the Bentekis, the Townsends, the Haas, Kabais, you can just go through it. You know, the money they've spent an enormous amount of money, and their squad, and I think they did this to try and get in the top six. So where it's all gone wrong, I don't know, but I'll have a glass of wine with Sam afterwards.
Are you expecting that Sam Allardyce will turn things around there? Is he the man to get them out of trouble?
I think Sam's record, I think people talk the game, you know, but Sam does it, and his record shows that he does it. So, you know, I have no doubt that given the time, that Sam will do that.
It is a former club of yours, of course, and considering everything that's happened since, is this a game that you really want to win?
I had a great 8 months or 10 months at Palace, and you know, the supporters were absolutely fantastic to me, and those games, especially at the back end of the season where we got the points to stay up. I think when you look at it, what was it? You know, I can't remember, 7 or 8 points from 11, 12 games, and we were, you know, really cut adrift. The season was fantastic. It was a magnificent season on the football pitch.
Obviously, off the pitch, you've had your difficulties since leaving there with them. What's the situation at the moment with that bonus? Have you paid any of it back yet? Are you considering an appeal?
No, the situation is that the lawyers have told me not to say nothing, but as soon as it's all concluded, I will have my say then.
Have you paid any of it back yet?
I've just told you the answer to that.
Okay, watch this space then.
You got it.